check bill passing the House of Representatives. By the end of today, you will also have a determination by the Senate parliamentarian about what she's going to call for in the Senate birdwashing of the $1,400 third stimulus check bill. You will also have the president determining how to go forward next week for a Senate passage of the bill as early as the start of the next week. And you could have a bill as a law next week giving you a $1,400 third stimulus check. Those breaking details are happening right away at the moment, but the day started with even bigger details. As unemployment numbers, new jobless claims were revealed from Wall Street, and the numbers blew it out of the water. The new jobless claims shrank dramatically, blowing away expectations, the best economic data we've seen for jobless claims in a while. And meantime, the long-term unemployment numbers improved dramatically. That's causing Wall Street to crash this morning, interest rates to soar. I'll have all the details for you and more. Meantime, a special, quiet legislative retreat starts this weekend to start on the next items of relief for the American economy, the next bills. Will your bills be included? I have all those details as well in a big, in-depth, breaking, great news recording of Thursday's Mornings LALATE. Good morning and welcome to, thank you for joining me. It's here in Los Angeles quite windy, as you just see things are sort of blowing. It is windy, it is warm, it is sunny. I'm so glad that you're here. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. You're here, I'm here. And what an exciting, great day it is. I'm next live with you at 12 noon with Home LALATE. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, please do, because you're going to have a bill as a law in just a few days. And you want to be ahead of the game with the actual bill in your hand, looking at the provisions that are in the bill that pays you money so that you know fully well what documents, eligibility, and things you need to know to pounce, because it's first come, first serve. It's a great new morning. I'm very excited for you. And if you stay with me later in this broadcast, I will give you a tidbit of a preview of the new LALATE coming to this channel very, very soon. So stay for that exciting, great news. We're on a modified set today, as with a modified camera angle and modified lighting angle as we get ready for that big rollout. All right, let's get to the great news. The great news started this morning before pre-dawn. If you've been with this channel since April 25th, you know what Thursday mornings are. It's the new jobless numbers. Before the pandemic hit, continuing new jobless claim numbers, people newly going on unemployment, were about 200,000 a week. Well, they shot up to about 1 million for 20-something weeks during much of the hardest part of the pandemic, then retreated down to 800, then to 700, then went back up to 900, and then 800. In recent days, weeks, it's been about 800. Today, Wall Street was estimating an improvement of jobless claims by 845. They had gotten worse last week. They had predicted new jobless claims today of 845. They came in today at 730. It blew away Wall Street's estimates by 150 million, 150,000, 150,000 less jobless claims than Wall Street expected. This is not even close. This is shockingly great news. No one saw anything like this coming. Now, you know that your third stimulus check, your $1,400 third stimulus check, is an issue of finality. It's just going to be passed the next couple of days. You also know that a fourth stimulus package, the Recovery Act, is an issue of finality. That will be happening later in the next few weeks. But is there a fifth stimulus or a sixth stimulus? Well, that's determined by the long-term unemployment numbers. How many people are still unemployed over 6 months? That number is also released every Thursday. And what did the numbers show? It showed that continuing long-term claims fell 100,000 people to 4.42. This is the best number since March 21st of last year. Wow, this is not a small milestone. This is a major milestone. Many think that the worst part of the pandemic was about March. Most lockdowns in Los Angeles were issued around March 20th. Most lockdowns in the Midwest were issued around March 20th or March 15th of 2020. So the revelation that we are now at the best long-term unemployment numbers since March 20th of 2020 is huge, great economic news. Now, if you've been with this channel, my focus is to get you as much money as possible to keep you financially stable and financially positive going forward. It starts the following way: not being a check tracker, but a check casher. Getting as many checks as quickly and as easily as you can get. Thank you, Brother Joshua, for the dancing for the Dime Lemon. Good morning to you as well, my friend. It starts with ensuring that you get financially stable. I know you're going to have a great year. I'm really excited you're here. The channel's growing leaps and bounds over the last 3 days. I'm really excited for what's happening for you. And what I want you to see is that there is more relief at issue than most people don't realize. The $1,400 third stimulus package has about $5,000 for most viewers. If you are behind on your rent, you can get rent. If you're behind on utilities, you can get utilities. If you're behind on internet, you can get internet. And if you're behind, and if you've never gotten food, you can get SNAP. That adds up to about $5,000 plus your $1,400 stimulus check, about $6,400 per person. If you have a child of 6 years, 5 years or younger, you can get $3,600 for that child. A child 17 to 6, you're going to get $3,000 for that child, plus $1,400, plus $1,400. College student, $1,700, plus $1,400. Hazard pay, $1,500, plus $1,400. More about this later in this video. And a business owner, $5,000 plus $1,400. You see how much money there is in there. There's a lot of money for you. But I don't want you to be a check tracker. I want you to be a check casher. I want you to get money through this channel from second stimulus, already law. Anything else, nonprofit stimulus you can get right now. Because this data is shocking. What is the reaction to Wall Street to the financial news? The reaction is what you would expect. Hey Jerry, thank you for the super chat. The reaction is what you expect. The bond market is going through the roof. The bond market is going up. As unemployment numbers dropped, great economic news, the bond market is raising interest rates. And as the raising of interest rates of bonds, people are fleeing out of stocks and going into bonds. The stock market is down sharply this morning. Dow, NASDAQ, down about 300, 200 points each, about 1 to 2 or 3%. It's down substantially. This is not unexpected. This is what's going to happen. If economic numbers get really strong, then interest rates will go up, stock market will go down. So what does this mean for your stimulus and the Federal Reserve? It's a little bit of a tug and pull. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, said that that we are far away from a rebounded economy, that we see sporadic elements here and there. Wall Street today is not really agreeing with him. Hey, Red Ruby, how are you? Wall Street's not really agreeing with him, saying that, hey, the unemployment numbers were better than you're saying. They dropped a lot. So clearly someone is behind the news cycle. They're saying we're caught up. We see us coming out of this economy very, very quickly. Yesterday was a series of major announcements that affect your economic and your stimulus. They were the rollout of the third vaccine company in the United States. Johnson & Johnson was approved for emergency authorization for its single-dose vaccine shot. It's the third company following Pfizer and Moderna. Next, the President of the United States announced 1 million new doses delivered weekly to pharmacies across the country. Number 3, major states like California are receiving requests from their teachers unions and their school districts to reopen after schools have been closed. More businesses open, more jobs, more rebounding of this economy. The reaction this morning is the following. Eden Shepherdson says the sharp drop in jobless claims likely is due to people in states hit by the last week's huge storm. We expect a rebound next week. The trend seems to be about flat, but we're of the review that the claims will soon start to trend down, slowly at first, and then more quickly as the economy reopens in April and May. I don't agree with him. I don't think it's going to improve slowly and then speed up. I think it's going to speed up right now. Why? Let me show you the numbers. Who do I have in the room that's from certain states? Let me show you some of the certain states. If I think I have it here, yeah. Do I have anyone in the room from Ohio, New York, or California? So let me go over your states. California has been the bad state for a while. California has had these lockdowns because of bad COVID numbers, but that changed about 2 weeks ago. As you know, in California, everything changed about 2 weeks ago. Our numbers dropped. Things started to reopen. That's been the case in other states as well. So here, look at these numbers. Texas showed a decline of 7,000 new jobless claims this week, but California showed a 50,000 drop of new jobless claims in 1 week. Lord, that's a huge number. That is a huge number. That's what happens when you reopen businesses. 50,000 jobless claims drop in California this last week. Ohio, I have Ohio. There's Lisa in Ohio. I see Lisa. Who else is from Ohio? We had a drop of 46,000 new jobless claims in Ohio and 8,000 in New York. Let me cut back to your stimulus. So, before more about this in a second. So, this is incredible progress, and this does not impact how quickly you get your third stimulus check. It impacts the future of the fourth stimulus check or later stimulus relief. This will not impact when or how or what date or what's in the third stimulus package. Why? Because the third stimulus package, if you're just joining me at the 12-minute mark, the big update is your $1,400 third stimulus check will pass the House of Representatives today. The Senate parliamentarian has agreed to cut time on this whole debate by no more than 2 weeks to make her determination on the Senate part of the bill by the end of today. The bombshell I revealed yesterday on this channel is that the Senate subcommittees will not be working on the bill when it lands there on Monday because, unbeknownst to you and I, they had been working on the bill over the last 2 weeks in conjunction with the House members. So when the bill lands in the Senate on Monday, you could have a vote on it right away, meaning you will likely have a $1,400 third stimulus check bill law as early as next week. This is huge, and you're hearing it first on this channel. That's the first thing. The second thing, no, next week. Next week. Not 2 weeks, next week. That's huge. Now, how soon to get a check? Physically to receive a check. Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, is not Steve Mnuchin. They're different people. And the IRS is a different company now, a different organization now than it was 6 months ago. And we're in the middle of tax season, which is a negative, not a positive. So they're overwhelmed with that. But when Steve Mnuchin issued checks in December, some viewers, about 100 viewers, got their check in 1 day. About 100 viewers. Many viewers got it in 2 months. So it is really hard to say which person on a city block gets their check the day it becomes law and which one gets it 2 months later. And I know some of you never got it and you had to do the IRS request and then you got it. And I see some of you in the room because I know particularly your story. So that there is where things are turning and twisting. But this is huge. Aaron, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk at the 15-minute mark. If you've not become a member like Aaron, welcome Aaron to the family. You need to become a member. The incredible news is that the $1,400 third stimulus package bill is a bill. The bill's done. The members of this channel have a copy of the bill. If you're not a member, you need to become a member, see a copy of the bill. Next, you need to get ready for me because in the next day or two, I'm going to separate out the bill to parts. So you see the individual parts. I'll give you a page citation as well. I'll tell you, for your business grants, go to this page. Um, for your home mortgages, go to this page. For your child, go to this page. I'll tell you what page to go to and what provisions to read. It's a very easy bill to read. It's not particularly difficult to read at all. It's not, and the sections are not long. The business grant, the $5,000 EIDL grant, is like a page. It's very, very short. The longest part of it is what day is it being paid. So you need to subscribe. What are you doing? Come on already. The subscribe king is in the room. The like queen is in the room. So subscribe and like. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member as well. Later in this video, I'll have a surprise for you about the new LLA. So stay tuned to the later part of this video. It'll come at the end of this video with that detail as well. All right. So the reaction from Wall Street is just shocking. My reaction is this too. Our base case is that rates will continue to rise due to increasing growth and inflationary expectations, and eventually the Federal Reserve normalization, meaning that Wall Street is seeing that the economy is rebounding, jobs are coming back, interest rates will go up, stock market will go down, and then the Federal Reserve will slowly stop supporting the economy because it doesn't need to. We also believe that if rates rise too fast, the Fed will intervene to make sure that raising rates do not become restrictive or disruptive. Now, this is a big concern. If interest rates go too high, too fast, the Federal Reserve may step in and say, stop it. Stop it. We're going to start doing something. They don't think there's a problem just yet. I'm on the edge of my seat. Thank you, Robert, for becoming a Purple Hawk. I'm on the edge of my prediction is they are moving a little too fast. They're moving a little too fast. And if this continues every single day, thank you, Regina, for the super chat. You're going to see the Federal Reserve come in. So get ready for this. It seems pretty clear to us that the move in rates has been driven by growing optimism about economic growth. And rates are finally catching up with the bullish growth of equities. There you go. Meantime, there is a meeting this weekend to talk about other relief, other bills, other new legislation from President Joe Biden. Oh yeah, I've seen your comments on the screen just in this video. What about this? What about that? And what about this? If you are part of the advocacy of this channel, which I hope you are, if you're part of the Purple Power Push, which I hope you are, this is the part of the video you want to listen to. You may already know what is in the $1,400 third stimulus check package. You may already are ready to pounce and get that money. But what I want you to know is the following. This is where you push and this is where you go. Someone said just in this comment just on the screen, I haven't heard anything about this particular subject matter. I haven't heard anything about that particular subject matter. This is where you want to be heard. What's going on? President Joe Biden and Vice President Harris will hold the Democrats' first ever virtual retreat next week to go over new bills. It will start Tuesday and Wednesday for internal discussions for issues that the White House, the House, and the Senate want to do, and major bills they haven't done for many years. They're trying to deal with a magnitude of crisis. It's my expectation there will be a robust intellectual discussions about the best way to move forward in tackling these issues, said House Democratic Caucus Chair Hakeem Jeffries. If you have a pen and paper, write down that name. It's Hakeem Jeffries, Jeffries. He is the House Democratic Caucus Chair, and he's in charge of the lineup for the virtual retreat, the virtual conference, Tuesday and Wednesday, about what new legislation should be done by the Democrats. That is the person you need to call, the person you need to tweet, the person whose staff you need to contact, the person you need to reach out to. For people who say we never hear about certain things, I haven't heard about this. This is where you need to reach out to. Ultimately, that is where things are. Do you know anything about the California stimulus? Yeah, I think I detailed it last night. $600 for $30,000 or less, 2020 earnings. You have to file a tax return, and there are some restrictions on who can get it. $30,000, 2020 tax return. You have to file the tax return to actually get it. Um, the 2-day panel conference led by Jeffries, and here's the second name to write down, Vice Chair Pete Aguilar, Aguilar, Democrat out of California, will discuss other issues. And those issues will be looking at figuring out what legislation needs to be done in the next few days. People that are part of there'll be panels featuring the AFL-CIO, the Third Way, the National Wildlife Federation. There will be also speakers from individual organizations like the United Farm Workers. It's a high energy bonding exercise that offers a rare chance for the full caucus to come together where lawmakers will discuss big issues. Although the crises are historic, we're up for the task. During the event, Jeffries will be broadcasting live from a studio with 2 stages. Oh my goodness. Built inside his office. Star power. There will be no star power, unlike last year. So there you go. If you're one of the viewers that says, "What about this?" I think in 20 seconds, I've seen 10 times people said, "What about this? What about this? What about this?" This is where you go. This is where you go because that is where you want to get your push underway. Can you post the names on the community page? I will. That's a great comment. I will post it on the community page. Those 2 people. So ultimately, you need to push for those 2 people. It will be posted on the community page of this channel. I'll also tweet it. This is where, and it starts Tuesday and Wednesday. So today is Thursday. So you got to get going real fast on this one. This is inside stuff. This is something buried. So someone is saying stuff that refers to, I see, for example, a comment from someone on the screen about Elizabeth Warren. That may have been where to push last week. This is where to push this week. This is where to push this week. This is the group that's doing the new legislation. So everything that you may have thought about where to push before, you got to push with these 2 people. And you got to push really loud. And I don't mean just a tweet. Call them up on the phone. See who's on the roster of speakers. Reach out to the roster of speakers. Get all the speakers involved to talk about your agenda. That's how this channel pushes. All right, now let's cut back to the details. In the $1,400 third stimulus package, there's a lot of stuff in there. Thank you, Debbie, for becoming a super chat, for becoming a Purple Hawk. How are you? In the $1,400 third stimulus package, you're going to get a lot of things. Let me go over each of them slowly as a recap. You will get a $1,400 stimulus check if you're an individual, $1,400 if you're a child, $1,400 if you're adult dependent, $1,400 if you're on SSI, SSDI. Everyone gets $1,400. Not taken out for child support, not taken out for debt collections, not taken out for back taxes. The $1,400 stimulus check will land with the same income qualifications as the prior stimulus check. It may land by paper check, debit card, or direct deposit. That's number 1. Number 2. That check, while that check is automatic, also automatic is the child's check. Children 5 to newborn will get a $5,000 check, meaning $1,400 plus $3,600. The $3,600 will be $300 a month starting in the month of July for 12 months. Then children 17 to 6 will get a $3,000 check plus $1,400. The $3,000 check is $250 a month every month for 12 months. Then a college student will get $1,700 of financial aid. Okay, oh, let me stop before I continue. So those two items are the automatic items of the third stimulus package. Everything else in the $1,400 third stimulus check package is not automatic. So this is where you got to be, hawk, hawk, a purple hawk. You got to get ready to pounce. You got to be ready to pounce because it's first come, first serve. $1,700 of financial aid for college students. College students get $1,700 plus $1,400 stimulus check. Uh, $1,500 hazard pay worker. So $1,500 hazard pay worker made less than $25,000 annual. That's through an earned income tax credit plus $1,400 stimulus check. FPUC, UI, PUA, PEUC extended from March to August. So you will not lapse, it appears, based upon the current time schedule. You will not lapse. You will not go off of benefits. You will stay active your unemployment claim. So you does not look like you'll have to reapply. It looks like they got this done soon enough so far that you'll still stay as an active unemployed claim. So your claim window will extend all the way to August. You don't have to do anything, all automatic. All you have to do is certify for benefits each week. FPUC will start switching from $300 to $400 a week in the month of March. Next, there'll be money for rent if you're behind on rent, middle class, low income rent if you're behind on rent, homeless people to get into homeless shelters and homeless housing, and then mortgage assistance if you're behind on mortgage. There'll be utility assistance if you're behind on utilities, and there'll be internet if you're behind on internet. Then let's turn to business people. Business people will have a $5,000 EIDL grant. If you got that anything for the 2020 EIDL grant, you can get it again. So now that's the way the bill's written. SBA may change its policies, but that's the way the bill written. It's calculated the following way. Oh, excuse me. It has two eligibility criterion. First, you have to be 10 employees or less, and second, you have to have had a decrease of your business by 50%. Remember, you have to have a Schedule C as well. No credit score, nothing like that is required for an EIDL grant. Restaurant owners will get up to $5 million per location, and then there's another round of PPP. That's all second. That's all the $1,400 third stimulus package. Now, I can get you potentially $5, $10, $15,000 with money right now, not 5 days from now, as this bill is, or not 5 weeks from now when perhaps some of this money lands in some states, but right now. And the way you get that is tuning in to Purple on afternoons at LA at 3:45, and then at evenings at LA at 7 o'clock. I go over on Purple how you can get rent right now if you're behind on rent, utilities, food, internet. You can also get other things like mortgage assistance and more. Second stimulus also has a round of PPP there. You can also go get an EIDL, and you can do enhanced unemployment benefits, raising your unemployment benefits. Tune into those shows later today. Now at the 28-minute mark, let me give you a big surprise. We're just hours away from the launch of the new LLate. I'm really excited for you. We are very, very close to the new launch of the new LLA. What I'll tell you is that the programming schedule will be a little bit different. You will see more shows closer and more shows in the morning. You will have a morning show, a midday show, and an early afternoon show, and a series of shows through in there. So get ready for more programming in the earlier part of the day, and then you'll still get shows overnight that will fill in as well. So you're going to see you're going to see a lot more excitement and a lot more of what you love faster and quicker. The big message to leave with is make sure you're subscribed and have that alert button, because I will be sending out the programming schedule before it debuts. So I want you to stay with me, because as the shows roll out daily, you don't want to miss any, and you're going to be surprised how dramatically different the show looks. It's not a difference of a set, it's a difference of the show. And with that, with the 29-minute on the clock, it's 1,200 people in the room and 600 likes. Oh my goodness, get those likes up. Where's our like queen? Get those likes up. Come on already. I didn't look to those likes just now. Uh, in the meantime, if you need help from the volunteers, reach out to the community page. They're in the pinned comments of this video. They're also in the description at the top of the chat. They're at news.la.com/community. They're here to help you and assist you with rent, utilities, food, internet, CDC, eviction moratorium, and mortgage assistance. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. I will see you at 12 noon with the continuation of Mornings LA with Home LA. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay with LA for more.